Welcome to Learning Your Way for Life. My name's Andy Wicks, and this site has been designed to achieve 5 specific aims. First, to provide free and freely available learning materials. Second, to ensure that your personal data is controlled by you and not by us. Third, to allow you to be curious about a subject and get that recognised. Fourth, to allow tutors and students to track progress if you're on a course. And finally, to test different ideas on what makes a good online learning experience. Let's go through that in a little more detail. The free and freely available education is something that we feel quite strongly about. This site is and will remain free to use. Server, software and other costs will be covered by discrete advertising eventually, but there are no in-app purchases and you will not be asked for money at any point. We firmly believe that an educated population helps everyone. It helps society by increasing both productivity and innovation, but more importantly, it helps the individual become who they would like to be. The work of Professor Reuven Feuerstein shows that whilst biology plays a part, intelligence can be learned. Now that's quite a powerful idea because it puts you in control. Most people would agree on a practical definition of intelligence. If you can solve more problems in a given amount of time than I can, then you would be more intelligent than I am. The ability to solve problems has 3 components: biology, and unfortunately you can't do anything about that; knowledge, and tactics for solving problems. The last 2 are what good education gives you. If you doubt that, then imagine that you take the same IQ tests at the age of 8, 18 and 28. You wouldn't be surprised if your scores in the last test went up as you got older. You have more experience, you've learned more, and therefore you're more intelligent as measured by IQ tests. You control your IQ. Next, your personal data. So what are we holding on you? Well, we're holding your registration number, which is like an email address. It doesn't identify you to others. If somebody knew your LYW number, they will not be able to tell anyone any more about you than if they had, say, your email address. For example, no one can log in as you unless they know both your number and your passphrase, and I'm sure you wouldn't hand that out. Your passphrase is encrypted by your computer before it is sent over the internet. We cannot tell what your passphrase is. That's why you have to ensure that you keep it safe. We also have your email address so that we can send you confirmation emails, a certificate each time you complete a task, etc. But you can change that email address to something that is totally anonymous. The site then tracks how an LYW number uses the site. How often does it log in? Which tasks have been completed? And whether the options for learning, video, audio, text, social media, etc. have been used. Eventually you'll be able to look at your own site usage in detail and compare that to the usage patterns of the rest of the student body to find out more about what works best for you. You can choose how you learn best. Classrooms are places where lots of people learn together with one teacher. That teacher cannot teach in the way that each person prefers. There's only one of them. This makes it difficult to be curious. Teachers get confused if 25 people are asking different questions at the same time. This site allows you to learn your way. If it works for you, then it's working. That means the teacher can concentrate on the real problems, a win for them, and you get to choose what works best for you, a win for you. You can work through these materials in any order you like. Some prefer to get an overview before hitting the detail. Others prefer to see the detail and then make up their own minds about how this subject works. Here you can work in either mode, whatever suits you best. The important thing is that you understand the work and not just learn the facts. You can use any technique such as video, audio, reading on screen or from paper. You can ask questions if you get stuck, or go on social media to get advice from anywhere in the world. You decide how you learn best, monitoring your progress. Both you and your tutor have to be able to monitor your progress. This site shows you all the statistics on how you're progressing. The intention is to help you learn how you understand best. The site allows you to sign up for a course. It's called a run, really. Although you can choose to use other material if you want. The person running the course will give you a course code which you enter. Each tutor will have their own Learning Your Way number, which they will then give to you. You can enter that too, and this will allow them to give you feedback on your work, as well as seeing how you're progressing on that course. Changing tutors is only a matter of adding a number. You can have as many tutors as will accept you. However, they can only see your work for that course. It's intended to add a personal tutor role after this experiment is finished. The personal tutor will be able to see your progress on all courses, but that's something that you would opt into. It is not something we would impose. Educational research is something that we're interested in. This is part of my PhD. If you're interested in learning about the theories that underpin this site, or just curious about what's involved in a PhD, then please feel free to go to lordwicks.co.uk/phd.php to get far more details. But what happens when the experiment finishes? The experiment will run for the 2018-19 and 2019-2020 academic years. The site will continue after that and will then be opening up to anybody who wants to develop materials for it. Your data will not be transferred to this new version of the site automatically. You will receive an email at the end of the experimental phase asking you whether you want to continue using the site. If you respond to the email by saying that you do, your details will be rolled over. If you don't respond or say that you prefer not to continue, then your details will be completely removed.